up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the recap from the Showtime pay-per-view card that saw Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia headline on Saturday, April 22nd. Before we get into the whole card, guys, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I get as I try to build my channel up, get you guys the information. I love doing this. If you don't like what I'm doing, though, you guys can always give me a thumbs down or leave a comment letting me know what you don't like. I can take it. All that being said, let's get to the card now. We start with, and of course we're going to get to Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia last because that was the main event. We start with the undercard that's all opened up with the undefeated middleweight prospect contender, Elijah Garcia. He stayed undefeated, got a decision win over a veteran, continues to move forward. We'll see what he does next. Not a top 10 guy yet, or even close to it in my book. So, he's definitely got to build himself up a little more, but good solid win on a big card. Then you saw Bektemir Melikuziev versus Gabriel Rosado, the rematch of a knockout of the year candidate from a couple years back when Rosado shocked everybody, got up off the canvas and landed a crisp fucking right hand on Melikuziev that dropped him hard, and he ended up winning that fight by knockout. It was a knockout of the year candidate. And a couple years went by, Melikuziev wanted his revenge, and he got it. It wasn't the way he wanted it. Of course, he wanted to knock Rosado out, but he got a one-sided decision win, beat down Gabe Rosado, and Melikuziev points, keeps moving upwards. Now I don't think he's a top 10 guy still. That's just my opinion. But, he has top 10 talent, so we'll see what he does moving forward. But for Gabe Rosado, when is he finally going to be done? He's lost a lot of fights now. The win over Melikuziev made him relevant again to where he had fought, he went on and fought Jaime Munguia, got beat, moved back up to 168, and, wanted to impress, and he's lost like 3 straight fights now or something like that. When is it going to be enough for him, and when is he just going to hang it up? He's an older fighter. He's done his thing. I'm sure he's made a lot of money. He's always been the B-side, and he's fought some big names. I just don't understand why he would risk concussions and injury later on in life by continuing to go in there and get beat up. I just don't get it. And he's continuing to move up in weight too, which means the guys that he's fighting hit harder. And it's just, I don't know, it's a recipe for disaster, and I actually respect the shit out of Gabe Rosado, and I really think retiring would be wise, but we'll see what he does. The co-feature saw David Morrell taking on Yamaguchi Falcao, and Morrell, if you thought his mindset was going to be fucked up after the victory over I forget the guy's name, that he put the guy in a coma, the guy's okay now in his last fight, you thought that was going to fuck with his head, you were sorely mistaken, because I thought maybe it would. Not at all. He went after Falcao, destroyed him in 1 round. David Morrell is on a roll, and he wants to fight the best. So we're going to discuss his what's next as he retains his WBA regular belt at 168, and we're going to see what his what's next video will be coming next week. So make sure you're paying attention to that. But the main event, a very, very intriguing clash of 2 undefeated young bright stars, and I don't know what I'm taking from it. I do know, but I don't know what everybody should take from it. Tank Davis scored a convincing knockout victory on a body shot over Ryan Garcia. Congratulations to Tank Davis to start. He got a convincing win. But anybody that thinks the weight cut wasn't a significant thing is sorely mistaken. And, where do I land on it? I keep asking myself, where do I land on this? Where do I land on this? Where do I land on this? Because I don't want to take away from Tank's win, but I can't accept that there's a reality here even have a problem with. I don't have a problem with the rehydration clause, the 10 pounds, because if this were an IBF title fight in any weight class, 135 or 140, the IBF requires that you cannot weigh more than 10 pounds the next day of the fight. So I respect that. And I think you shouldn't balloon up, because it could really, you could really hurt your opponent if you're come in like a fucking beast the next day. Case in point, Daniel Jacobs, when he fought Triple G, he came in the night of the fight after weighing 160. He purposely did not want to fight for the IBF title, so that wasn't even on the line that night when he fought Triple G. And so because of the 10-pound rehydration clause, and the night of the fight, he came in like a fucking like a fucking cruiserweight. He came in at like 180 the night of the fight. And that, in my opinion, now this also led to Triple G and Canelo finally happening. So I don't want to, I don't want to shit on it too much, but that, if it was somebody other than Triple G, that could have been very dangerous, and it's just dangerous to come in so overtly bigger than your opponent the night of the fight, and so the rehydration clause thing, I don't have a problem with the 10 pounds, but I believe it would have been such a significant fight if it would have been at 140. It would have meant more. And the fact that Tank has already fought there at 140, and now the fact that he won so convincingly at 136, I don't think it would have been the same fight at 140, not even close. I think it's a totally different fight at 140 pounds. And yes, I did pick Ryan to win. I thought he could overcome the two weight things. So, and to be honest, I like Tank and I like Ryan. It's not really, I'm not really complaining because I lost on my pick. I just don't know what I take. I still don't know how good Tank Davis is based on this victory. Because if you were a Tank Davis fan and you were shitting on Ryan, you were saying Ryan hasn't fought anybody, right? Outside of Luke Campbell. Ryan doesn't have a chin. He hasn't fought anybody. Okay. So Tank beat him. So he's a hype job. And he beat a hype job with weight clause. So does that tell us how good Tank is then? I don't think it does. And I do believe that Tank is a very good fighter. He is. He's a very good fighter. But is he an elite fighter? And I think we would have known that a little bit better if they fought at 140. That's all I'm saying. And the fact that Tank had already fought there, I liken it to when Mayweather fought Canelo. Again, I think Mayweather beats Canelo all day, every day, no matter what. But why did he make him come down to 152 when Mayweather had already fought De La Hoya at 154? The full weight of 154 too. Why have those 2 extra pounds cut off of Canelo if it wasn't gonna impact, the fight at all? And maybe Canelo fights a little bit better, but personally, I picked Mayweather. I thought Mayweather was gonna kick his ass no matter what. But I think it's a mental thing too for a fighter to have another fighter cut weight. And my favorite, and for those of you that think weight cutting is not that big of a deal because it's only a couple pounds, you guys are sorely mistaken. And my favorite story to this is the Cotto and Daniel Gill fight. Daniel Gill is a former middleweight champion from Australia. He was a pretty solid fighter, kind of that rugged style, and was very good. Never been knocked out before Triple G laid him out. Now, the year prior to Cotto fighting Gill, Gill had fought Triple G, and Triple G ran him over 4 rounds, laid him out. This is when Triple G was at his fucking monster phase. A year later, Miguel Cotto, whose most powerful days were at 140, 147, 154. He wasn't a power puncher. He was moving all the way up to 157. He had Daniel Gill come down to 157 to meet him at a catch weight. And he knocked out Daniel Gill in the same amount of rounds that Triple G did. And Triple G is a monster at 160. He just, at an old age of 40, just moved up and fought Canelo at 168. That shows you how big Triple G naturally is. Cotto, whose most powerful days were at 140, was able to do the same thing that Triple G did, you know, to this guy. But Gill fought Triple G at the full 160 weight, and he cut 3 pounds after being a career middleweight. For you guys to think that extra weight cut, because it's only 2 or 3 pounds, is not significant, you guys are sorely mistaken. So we're not going to know how good Ryan is or Tank is, in my opinion, going forward. And I think the major reason is because of the weight shit. Now, maybe we wouldn't know exactly, because maybe Ryan is a hype job. I don't know. I thought he was going to overcome the weight stuff. He didn't. And that's the point I'm making, is you don't know how it affects a fighter. You really don't know. But it was a wicked body shot that Tank landed, and it's significant that it wasn't a headshot that knocked Ryan out, even though he got put down in the second round. It was a body shot. And even more surprising was the fact that he scored a knockdown in the second round like Luke Campbell did, and Ryan knocked Luke Campbell out on a body shot in the 7th. Tank knocked Ryan out on a body shot in the 7th. I thought that was funny, you know, that the similarity there. But I really am not trying to take anything away from Tank Davis. That was a great win. He timed Ryan very well and caught him clean. That's something I think Tank does very well, is times his opponent and what they're going to do. That's why a lot of his best punches that he's landed in knockouts have been on punches that the other fighter had no clue was coming. And so Tank is very good. But I truly don't believe we're going to see how good he is until he fights Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or moves the 140 and fights the best guys there. We're really not going to know. So we'll see moving forward. That's my opinion on everything, though. That's my opinion on the recap. You'll see what's next videos on both Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia next week, and also David Morrell. That's it. That's what I got. That's a Showtime pay-per-view recap from the Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia catchweight fight that took place on April 22nd. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.